Let's have a quick look at Sydney's Eastern Creek Raceway. It's just under 4 kilometres in length, 12 turns in all, and the cars race in an anti-clockwise direction. Spectacular circuit, heaps of elevation changes, and turn 1 is one of the fastest corners in Australia.
Picking up the action for race number 2, brought to us by Speedy Wheels. It's the Biante Historics, and we're going to see some serious wheel action today with some of these onboard cameras, Mark.
Yeah, it's just been amazing. I think we've got all the action covered here. One camera in Des Wall's car, the 67 Gagan Mustang, another one in Steve Mason's Camaro, a third in Robbie Braun's Valiant Charger, the hot Hemi 6. Fantastic field of cars. We've got more cameras back in the action. One with Jason Tilley. Now, Jason unfortunately snapped his gear shift in race 1 and has put him right to the back of the grid for race 2. He's got a lot of work to do.
A fantastic crowd in the house, Mark. People have responded to this formula, and look at Mason off the line.
Fantastic start from the Chevy Camaro. Des Wall off pole position. Didn't quite get away as cleanly, and now he's got Rob Braun in his mirrors as they swing through turn 1. One of the fastest corners in Australia. He's under attack from Russell Wright just on the outside there in the yellow Falcon. And you can see how hard Robbie's working here. Hard under brakes down into turn 2.
What a beautiful sound to listen to those onboards. Tirana right in the middle of the mix as well into turn number 2. Plenty of tyres howling, and that will only get worse as the race wears on.
And that's an unusual sight there. You can see Tilley's green Falcon right alongside his Paul Stubber, the fast man of Group NC Historics. He was late getting out for race 1. That puts him to the back of the grid for race 2. So both Tilley and Stubber watch from a charge from these two.
I think that's only done a good thing for the standard of racing. Stubber is the wild man. Now have a look at some of the moves through the field here. Tilley, as we look at our Rare Spares replay, it's like a scene from the movie Bullet here, Mark.
Oh, look at Stubber just threading the needle backwards and forwards. Bit of racing room through turn 1. The tyres are cold. These cars are very twitchy as they head down toward turn 2. Oh, and he has a go under brakes.
Well, this will be big.
Deeper. Oh, 3 wide. Just enough room for the big cars to get into turn 2. Amazing stuff.
Forget about the street price of some of these fantastic cars. Now the value. Des Wall really giving him a hard time now. This beautiful Mustang. Listen to it sing.
Now the Shannon's in-car camera with Des Wall. A bit of history there. A 1967 Mustang driven by none other than Pete Gagan. Still racing today. Incredible. Here's the battle for the lead. Steve Mason and the big 350 cubic inch Chev Camaro leading Des Wall onto the straight. Huge crowd at Eastern Creek today. Back with the Mount Panorama Resort in-car camera for Robert Braun, and you can see, oh, he's got a problem.
Well, the car got very snaky coming off the top of the hill, so I'm not sure what the problem is. He got off the circuit momentarily. He was certainly fairly animated about it.
Well, I was just going to say the V8s maybe have an advantage in a straight line. Look at this attack under brakes by Wall. He locks the inside wheel.
Oh!
And they've contacted too. Right in the middle of the turn. He had everything locked up there, just nudged into Mason's car, and he's taken the lead as a result.
Back on board with Jason Tilley here, the Speedy Wheels, XY Falcon GTHO, and working really hard out of turn number 2 here. Capri in the crosshairs.
Oh, look how hard he's working at that wheel. The big Hoosier cross-ply tyres that these V8s run in this category, they really move and squirm around under power. Here comes Tilley, that distinctive green Falcon, the reigning Biante Historic Touring Car Champion, in the hands of his older brother Brad last year. Let's have a look at the Rare Spares replay of that incident down at turn 2. He's really, really deep. Then it locks up. He loses steering control and just a biff into the side of the Chevy Camaro.
Appropriate, we should take the Shannon's car insurance on board for that one as he goes in and just creases the left front quarter panel of that immaculate entry of Mason.
Weight comes off the inside wheel. She pinches. It's locked. Just not enough to arrest the speed. Just a bit of a nudge there between the two cars. So Mason gets back onto the track, but as a result, Wall has taken the lead. Now, Rob Braun, you saw he had some sort of mechanical problem there coming onto the straight. Let's have a look at the Rare Spares replay. Maybe this will tell the story. Oh! Now he's got some... Is that a flat tyre? I think he's got a flat tyre.
With all due respect to the people currently doing it, this is where drifting really evolved, isn't it? Over 35 years ago, that's the way they used to back him in. We're on board with Tilley once more. It's a Ford Fest here into turn 1.
This is a great charge through the pack from Tilley too. Russell Wright on the outside just gives him a bit of room. Tilley showing a lot of speed here. As I said, he started from the back after a broken gear shift, and you can see for that puff of smoke, he's pushing very, very hard in the XY GTHO Falcon, sideways under power out of turn 2. And here's our race leader, Des Wall, still looking Those front brakes, this gives an indication of how hard he's pushing this car. Famous car.
Loves his muscle cars too, even races a beautiful Chevy Corvette in sports sedan action, so he's always a fan of the big cubes.
Jason Tilley, the youngest of the three Tilley brothers, and they all take turns at driving this car. Certainly one of the most famous cars in Group NC historic touring car racing.
Smoke and dust everywhere up ahead of us. The guy's running a little wide.
Listen to that 351 cubic inch Cleveland V8. Magnificent sound from these historic touring cars.
How hard we would have pushed the Tirana.
Grant Wilson, car 68, another of the Chevrolet Camaros, proving very popular in this category of racing. They were successful in their day, and that success has certainly translated to the new millennium.
I think that was Scott Bargwana running right there with him as well, as we take a look at Wall once more in the Castrol Ford Mustang.
There's the battle for second, and look at Stubber. He has come from the back of the pack, can you believe this, to be in contention for a podium finish.
Have you ever been in a road car with the guy, Mark? It shouldn't be a surprise to you at all. There's nothing he does slowly. The West Aussie, a property developer, developing a heck of a lead at the moment over his rivals, if he can catch this man.
Incredibly famous car. A lot of people think that Castrol Mustang is a replica. It's not, it's the real deal. The Stubber comes hard under brakes. Biante, in-car camera with Steve Mason.
Oh, Stubber!
Look at this, trying to get 550 brake horsepower to the ground.
No wonder the stands are full, Mark. Look at this kind of racing.
Well, look at how busy they are on the steering wheel. These cars, they weigh about 1,500 kilograms, somewhere between 550, 600 brake horsepower from these V8 engines, and very, very hard cross-ply tyres that don't help these cars get much power to the road. This is why it's spectacular. Look at this.
Mason.
This is like a drifting competition. It's not a race.
This is fantastic. It's a shame that the word aero isn't limited to chocolate bars rather than spoiler kits, because this is when they really had to manhandle the cars. Fantastic stuff. Over Corporate Hill and just sliding in and sliding out.
Steve Mason's going to be watching in his mirrors too, as if he hasn't got enough to look at out the front. Jason Tilley is coming storming through the field in the green Falcon. So Stubber and Tilley have done a miraculous job to fight their way up toward the front of the pack. But you can see, there is Tilley, just in the background there. So Stubber's done a terrific job. Oh, just locks the inside wheel. He's pushing very, very hard. He's trying to hunt down Des Wall in that famous Pete Gagan Mustang.
He's tried all manner of different forms of motorsport, including sprint car racing, so some of this sideways stuff would be not new to him at all. This would be interesting in a straight line.
Very, very quick in a straight line, these cars. 5.7 litre engines, highly developed. Very, very quick. 250 Ks in a straight line. Now, what's happened there? They left the door wide open for Mason, who took the opportunity, ducked back into second position. So there's the race lead. Here's the battle for second. And it's going to be a three-car battle soon, because Tilley is catching the two Chevy Camaros hand over fist. Look at how sideways they are coming out of turn two.
Biante model cars on board of Steve Mason shows just how busy he is behind the wheel.
Whoa!
You just have to feed the power on so carefully, don't you?
Oh, they talk about that too, how difficult it is to manhandle these cars, particularly around somewhere like Eastern Creek, which is like constant radius corner leading into another constant radius corner. The car is continually turning.
The other thing too, I managed to speak to Gary Rush, whose 1971 GTHO, his Bathurst attempting car, is out there on the racetrack as well. He said after 3 laps, you generally didn't have any brakes left anyway, so you really physically had to back the cars into the corners to wash off speed.
Exactly, that was a technique they had to use back in those days. And the good thing about the regulations for Group NC is they've kept the actual brake size the same as the production car. So that's why these cars start to run out of brakes toward the end of races. And the guys use a lot of sideways motoring to wash off speed. Now, I said Tilley was coming. Jeez, look at, he's there. Now, keep in mind the yellow Camaro in this car, the Speedy Wheels in-car camera started off the back of the field, and they have absolutely hammered this field. They're up there now, battling for second place.
It's very rare that you'll go past Paul Stubber in this